Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining Kis-Lev TV, where you can be yourself. Today, we have a super interesting topic, curing Arabophobia and understanding the current Muslim holiday. The current Muslim holiday is called Eid Al-Adha. And when I spoke about it with some of my American friends, I realized that people do not know much about this holiday. And in fact, people do not know much about Islam. And I spoke to my friend Salah, who is a beautiful, beautiful friend from Morocco, such a fun guy. And first of all, I want to thank you, Salah, for choosing to join in and to share with us. How's it going, man?
It's awesome here. It's really a pleasure for me to talk about this topic because there's a lot of people they're not racist or anything, but they just don't understand like the real purpose of this holiday.
So it's great to have you here. And I understand right now in Israel it is a little before 6 a.m. I understand that it's even earlier in Morocco.
Yeah, it is 3:54 now. a.m.
Bless your heart for staying awake and being with us.
You're welcome.
Very much, very much. And before we begin, we'll greet our viewers. First of all, we have live with us June. How's it going, June?
It's going great. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for joining us. And we have Sensei Ileana. How is it going? Perfect. It really is great to have you here. And Sensei, you are from Mexico, right? Thank you so much for joining us. And June, you are from Southern.
Yep, I'm from Southern Mississippi.
That is awesome. And June, why is this topic interesting for you?
Because I live in the United States and there is a fear since 9/11 of different nationalities and Muslims. And I think it's because we have a misconception of what Muslims are about, and it's been in our face. It's been in our face from the media, and I think we've been conditioned to dislike anything that has to do with the word Muslim, and I think it's unfair. I'm finding more and more since your broadcast, Jonathan, that there's so much I don't know. And I think it's important that we understand who everybody is, and that not everybody is radical and does bad things. And I know I would not want to be stereotyped to know that every person named June is going to kill somebody. And so I think it's important that we respect everything that Salah says, and I think that we just need to open our hearts and learn, and if instead of listening to the media, we need to do our own research. Or ask people like Salah. Just come out and ask.
Yeah, people to people, right?
Yeah, and people are loving.
Perfect. That is great. And Sensei Ileana, why are you interested in this topic?
Why? I think if we understand that you cannot judge anyone because of religion, race, or color, whatever, all those stereotypes may finally disappear. We know people because they are people, that's all. Everyone's different and everyone's a human in the end. Everybody has their own thing. Yeah, respect everyone's opinion.
Can I ask you to get a little bit closer to the microphone, Sensei? And I also understood back then you have studied Turkish, is that correct?
Yeah, I learned Turkish.
That is great. Where did you learn Turkish?
2 years ago.
And like through friends, through university?
Yeah, I have many friends who are Muslims, and they are the nicest
people. Great. And we have Asir joining us. Oh, hi, Andrea. Great to see you. And we have Asir joining us from Turkey, and he has saying, great. on Periscope. So to those of you that are watching this recording on YouTube, this is live on blab.im, and we have lots of participants joining us. Thank you so much for joining, Alyssa, and thank you, Judy, for being here, Jenny, Charlene. We have lots and lots of contributors from around the world. Tracy, this is just like a great honor. We have Branson. We have tons of people joining us on Periscope, so this is really exciting. And I again want to thank you all for your time, especially Salah for being with us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So the reason that this subject is so important to me is that I'm going to be only honest with you. If that's okay, Salah. Okay?
That's fine.
So when 9/11 happened, I was in my teens. And I remember first being shocked, and then the notion that was like the notion between me and my friends, as we heard about it, was that, oh, finally the world will understand. Finally, the world will understand what we've been through. And it took me several years to understand that this is not, this is not going to be productive in a way of like promoting anything that I believe in. And since being in my teens, I've really changed my opinion into saying, you know what, this is serving no one. This is not, 9/11 and any kinds of terrorist attack does not serve the Jewish or Israeli cause at all. In fact, and this is something that I've noticed recently in recent years, right now, some Jews may be like, kind of pleased with the fact that people are more cautious of Arabs. But I think that what this does in retrospect, like in turn, is that it creates more stereotypes in society. And this is like a boomerang. If people have now prejudice against Arabs, tomorrow they will have prejudice against Jews. And if they have tomorrow prejudice against Jews, in 2 days from now, they're going to have a prejudice against Mexicans, and Donald Trump is going to say very intelligent things, about the border and Mexicans and Nigerians. So the thing is, and I'm not against Donald Trump, I'm just against the way that it was phrased. I do not think that it respects my Mexican friends. So with that being said, prejudice always comes when we are unaware, when we do not have the chance to actually meet and interact and know. The word know here is basic, and knowledge is power. When we have knowledge, it serves as power for us. And this is why we're here. And some people might be like, why is a Jew talking about Arabophobia? And basically, this is like, I believe in what goes around comes around.
That's true.
And I believe that there is a great disservice that is being done currently in the world for the Muslim and Arab population. And, as Jews that have experienced much hatred throughout history, especially in the Holocaust, we should be smart and understand that, if they go for one population, they might as well go for another population later on.
That's
so
true.
I think that there is a disservice that is being done to the Arab population, and I am going to try and do the little I can to balance that.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. With that big introduction, let's go, Salah, and we want to hear a little bit about yourself before Islam, before this current holiday. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How old are you? What are you doing? And where do you live?
Okay, so my name is Salahuddin Sanusi. I'm 22 years old, and I'm a 3D graphic designer, and I live in Casablanca, Morocco.
Great. 3D graphic designer?
Yes.
That is great. And were you born in Casablanca, Morocco?
Yeah, I'm born there.
Great. That is awesome. I think that Sensei has some technical problems. She'll come in and out, and we have some.
Halal is here. He might want to come in.
Okay, let me try and just because I know that Sensei has suggested Yellow, if you want to join, you can feel free to just click the screen, and we'd love to have you. This is the perfect time to join. So you are 22. It's hard for me to believe, man.
Yeah.
Hard to believe. And did you study 3D graphic design?
It's kind of weird because I was attracted to the world of design since I was like 12 years old. So I started just getting into Photoshop and like coding and stuff. And then when I had my graduation, I thought like, why not make a living out of it since I love it so much. So like I went in the school just for the diplomas, not really for the learning, since I already had all the like like formation stuff. So I did it like, I want to say I did it all by myself, but I also had like the help of some friends.
Okay, great. It's great to have friends support you. We have some people on Periscope as well saying that it's nice to meet you. And someone said, June, if it's possible to tell them how they can join in the conversation. So if you don't mind, like typing blab.im, just blab.im or the full link with 9-26, that would be awesome. Thank you, Christopher, for joining. Yeah, I see, Henry, that you would love to join. We would love to have you here as well. So, Salah, you are Muslim, right?
Yes.
And are there no non-Muslims in Morocco as well?
We have a huge, I say huge, Jew community.
Jewish community, really?
Yes. We have like a lot of Jewish cemeteries in Morocco, and I think, if I'm not wrong, they kind of equal the Muslim cemeteries.
Wow.
So our like our religion is very coexistent, like very strong together.
Yeah. There is a saying amongst history guides, tour guides, that when the Crusaders took over Jerusalem, they killed they killed all the Muslims and all the Jews. And when the Muslims took over Jerusalem, they killed no one. So there is something about Islam that is definitely not violent, but to many people it seems like that things have changed. That Islam has become either more violent in recent years, or that that even if it's not like super violent in its core, that something has changed. I'm sorry for throwing such a big question.
No, it's okay actually, because since I've been little, I've seen like a lot of pressure on Islam, and it's like everything that happens, which is negative, is blamed into Islam, and it's like it hurts us, of course, because Islam is not like it's not for violence, it's against it. And that's like something really hard to get out, of, because like at some point you have like all these people thinking that Islam is like a bad religion and nobody should join it, and like if you see like a Muslim person, you shouldn't talk to it, or you shouldn't like know him, or you shouldn't interact with him, because there's always that fear of like him harming you or her harming you, or like trying to get you into that religion. But like we're not like that. Like I've had some people think that we had like camels in Morocco, that like we didn't have buildings, we didn't have internet, we didn't have like a lot of stuff.
I still think that you have camels in Morocco.
We do, but like we drive on cars too.
So, but basically, what you're saying is that Morocco is a modern country. You have cities, you have buildings, you drive cars, use transportation.
Like this is pretty normal. Like like it baffles me when I hear people saying like, "Oh, you have that in Morocco? Oh, that's so weird. I didn't thought of that." It's like, what do you think I live in? Like Unicorn Island or something?
Yeah, I would agree. That I would say that people think of Israel similar thoughts. Like
Yes,
they think
that's
that it's
true.
one big desert with camels.
That's
Uh,
true. Like,
yeah. So with that being said, June, I thought you wanted to say something.
This may sound like a really ignorant question, but I think that there's a lot of ignorance.
there is no ignorant question.
Let's go.
Why is Islam getting this bad reputation? I mean, I know that there's bad in every culture, but why is Islam being portrayed as such a terroristic community?
Islam tends to be sometimes a very like controlling religion, where they say like you can't drink, a woman must wear hijab to be in public, and all that stuff.
What's
Hijab?
What is it?
It's a scarf that you put around your head, but it's like more than that. You see, like everything is done for a reason. Like God tells us to not drink alcohol because He knows that everything that happens with alcohol is not good for you. Like people driving with like drunk might like get accidents, like bad accidents. People might get pregnant, like from that. They might like a lot of stuff can happen with alcohol. That's why God like forbidden for us to drink it. Hijab is like a woman should wear hijab just to tell people that like you don't have to care about my look. If you wanna know me better, you should come talk to me and know what I really have in my cranium. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like if you see like girls in the US wearing hijab, I think they feel that connection and that like that empathy between them, that like, oh, you're a good girl, like you don't want to be taken like for your looks or for the way you dress up or something like that. You want to like be seen for the person that you are really. And I think like that's a good thing.
I love that.
And that's
love that.
And because Islam imposes all these things for us, I think people like have these thoughts of, oh, Islam tells you to kill people, Islam tells you to harm people, Islam tells you to kill anybody who's not like from Islam. But it's like God created like Christianity and Judaism, so it's like they're all religion, they're all like accepted by God. So why would you like harm someone that has the same God as you?
Salah, what is that called again that goes over the face?
Hijab.
Okay, do you know I had no idea that it was to fall in love or to like a woman for her head instead of her looks. Do you know I always thought, just because I was conditioned to do so, that it was a control thing, that it was the males wanting to show the women because they belong to the men.
That's a lot of people have that misconception about hijab, and that's it's wrong.
Thank you for sharing the truth.
You're welcome.
And Salah, if I am a woman living in Casablanca and at times I do not want to wear the hijab, can I go hijabless?
You can absolutely, because again, it's a choice for the woman. Like it's not imposed. Like my mom goes around without hijab, but she prays and she's Muslim. Like she's religious, but she's not. She doesn't have that pressure on her on wearing hijab, because it's not something that you have to do. It's something that you choose to do. And like for I'm sorry to cut you off, but for like example, if you have like I don't know a biscuit wrapped with something, okay?
Yeah.
And one that's not wrapped, and they say like out in the wild for I don't know how long, like I don't know. When you would get to that, would you choose the one that's not wrapped or the one that's wrapped?
I would choose the one that's wrapped. It looks tastier
because it's clean.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you see the question on the side? Doesn't that depend on the country? Isn't Saudi Arabia more strict?
Yes.
Thank you for the question, Alisa.
There's Saudi Arabia and Libya too. They are strict about like hijab and women. Those countries are a bit of extremists, I think. But like again, everybody has his own choice. But like I don't know. I think it's stupid from Saudi Arabia, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody. Like a woman can get a driver's license, but she can't drive.
She can't get the driver's license, but if she
Yeah,
does,
she can drive.
like if she gets it in like in a neighboring country or something, yeah.
No, she can't even drive in Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
Women are not allowed to drive there.
got it. So I misunderstood. So
Yeah,
she
no,
can get it, but she cannot use it.
she cannot use it at all.
Helio would like to join.
I would love to have him join. Yeah,
Click the button.
the button, John. We'd love to have you, our friend from Turkey. I think it's not less relevant for you as well. So,
Hi
how's
guys.
it going here?
Hi guys, how are you?
Oh, doing great.
Good.
We can see you well and we can hear you relatively well. That is great. How are you, man?
I'm fine and I'm tired a little bit and I'm excited to join.
Okay. And Asir, you are from Turkey, right? Where from Turkey?
Istanbul, as you know.
From Istanbul, which is the capital, right?
No, everyone
No?
knows. Yeah, everyone knows like
Ankara. Ankara.
Ankara, you're right.
Yeah, I learned something in school, but then I forgot. So, and Salah is Casablanca, the capital of Morocco?
It's the economical capital. The capital city is Rabat.
Rabat, got it. So I think both of you guys have like, I think Istanbul is bigger than Ankara, and I think Casablanca is bigger than Rabat, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think in some ways we share the same kind of trait. Would you say, Asir, that women can walk without hijab freely in Turkey?
And I think I missed the first conversation, but what did he say? But I think hijab means like the woman's cover that your
Yeah.
you mean like that, right? Because we
Yeah.
don't like that. And no, it's not something necessary in Turkey. And most of the women in Turkey take a walk in streets without hijab. And we don't like Al-Adha.
So with that being said, I must share with you an interesting, an interesting point of view, because we often think of what if a woman wants to go with it, wants to go without a hijab in a Muslim country, but we rarely think of the opposite example. What if a woman who is Muslim wants to go with a head cover in a Western country? I studied in Canada, and I had a Muslim friend. She was, I would say the most observant of the Muslims that we had, and she wanted to go with the head cover on her. She was from Indonesia, a beautiful, beautiful girl, and she wanted to go with a head cover. And I remember her telling me, "You do not know how difficult it is for me to wear the head covering here in Canada, because people judge me right away, and they block me from communication with them. And I'm still the same person. I'm still, myself, good person. I would like to talk. I would like to." So what would you say about that, Salah?
I would say that people judge a lot on looks, and it makes like that's where I put the point. Like when I said that when two girls meet in like a foreign country wearing hijab, they feel empathy for each other and they feel like sympathetic.
Yeah.
So the thing is, if those people have more friends which don't wear hijab or don't know about it, like it can grow, it can go out of its shell, and like everybody would know what hijab really means. And it's not like a form of control over the woman, but it's a choice of the woman. And I think like that's changing like little by little, but it's like it's going somewhere, but it's really slow.
Good to understand. And I think it's an important clarification about the nature of this. Would you say that that women can also worship God in the same way that men can in Islam?
What do you mean?
I mean, like, can a woman go to a mosque? Can a woman pray to God? Can a woman have the same relationship with God as a man?
Of course. The only thing that like there are some things that a woman can't do, which is like adhan, the call for the prayer.
The call, she cannot like
She can't do that.
okay.
Because a woman always has to like respect herself and be like like we treat women as jewelries, like jewels, like diamonds. Like you don't want to show a diamond out in public because you might get it stolen from you, you know? And we cherish women in a way that like a lot of other cultures don't really care about that. So there are like some rules about women in Islam, which is also when you're praying in the same mosque, women always go like behind men, and this has a reason. Like when you're praying in like the Islamic way, you set a connection with God. Like there are some rules. Nobody should like, it's considered rude to pass like in front of somebody praying because it breaks the connection with God.
Wow.
That's
Wait.
Yeah. You have to get.
Please explain to me again. So in the mosque, thank you for joining back, June. So in the mosque, if I'm praying to God,
Yeah.
and someone is walking in front of me,
Yes, you. It's considered rude to walk in front of someone.
and how can you? I don't like if people are coming in, going out. Can you?
It's very simple. You put something in front of you. It can be a bottle. It can be your shoes. It can be anything. But human connection should not come into. Like even people sometimes, like when I go to the mosque, I would put my shoes in front of me, and everybody would do the same. Because there are people praying in front of you, and you don't want to interfere with them either.
Wow.
Because when we pray, we set a connection with God. It's not like we just go in and start praying, like start wishing for things and all that. We read some verses of the Quran, and then we worship God, and then we can wish for things that we really want. And if I go into detail, it's gonna take so much time.
No.
So I would prefer to not to. And everybody like who wants to know more about that can just search for it on Google, on any medium.
So you're saying that women are allowed in mosques, but they are allowed in the back of the mosque, and that
Yes.
no disrespect in that, but on the contrary, there is respect in that. That's what you're saying.
Yes, because like if a man is praying and the woman is in front of him, he would get distracted.
Okay, that's
Is that
clear.
true?
That's
And there are even like blindfolds between the men and the women, so that the men like don't get distracted by the women. I'm sorry, don't get distracted by the men either.
okay. So your connection to God is pure and direct without distraction.
It's pure, it's direct, it's private. It's between you and God.
That's great. That's great. How? Tell me, guys, about this holiday that you have now celebrated. How do you call it? And do you celebrate it in Turkey and in Morocco? Do you celebrate it throughout the Muslim world? First of all, what's the name of this holiday?
Eid al-Adha.
Again. Spell it to me so I can understand.
Eid.
Which is EID.
EID, yes.
What does the word Eid stand for?
We can say holiday.
Okay, so it's the holiday of, and then
The holiday of Al-Adha.
Al-Adha. What's Adha?
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Okay. So if you don't mind, I'm typing in here just so we can read Al-Adha. Did I write it correctly? Perfect. So
Yes.
Eid al-Adha. Adha is sacrifice. So what's the origin of this holiday? Before we ask that, I want to make sure, you celebrate this holiday as well?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
So it's throughout the Muslim world.
yes, all over the Muslim.
I'm sorry for my ignorance, but we did have a question here earlier on Facebook. Shiites and Sunnis, these are two different sects in Islam. Do I understand correctly?
Yes.
And do they both celebrate this holiday?
Yes. It's like Catholic and Orthodox
Okay.
in some way.
That's a great.
It's the same religion but different postures.
Okay, great. That's a great analogy. All right. So, what is this holiday about? How did it begin? And what do you do in it?
This holiday, a lot of people get scared about the holiday when they hear like, oh, the holiday of sacrifice. Oh, you slaughtered like an animal. How cruel, how unhumane of you. How can you do this and all that stuff. And like you eat meat every day. To give you that meat, like, has he been shot like with a gun or anything? Eid al-Adha is not about getting an animal, slaughtering it, and eating it. It's not that way. Eid al-Adha, you should, like, we're gonna do this step by step.
Okay.
A lot of people talk about halal without knowing what it is really.
Yeah, talk to me about halal is. Yeah. And someone is asking here, Harry Nation is asking, is the animal eaten after it's slaughtered? Is right?
It is eaten, yeah.
Okay. So what is halal? Because I heard many people throughout my life asking me, do I eat kosher or do I eat halal? So what's halal?
It's not the same thing because kosher, I've read about it. It's very complicated. I don't know how you guys do that. It's like you don't have to cook in a pot for if it's been used for 24 hours. Is that like, yeah, those type of stuff? I can't do that.
I will bring here a rabbi sometime and we can learn about kosherism.
That would be awesome.
Kashrut. But so what is halal?
Okay, halal. You when something like gets the halal stamp on it, it's not just that animal got slaughtered with a knife while saying Allahu Akbar. It's more than that. It's how does this animal live? Is it in great condition? Does he have enough food? Does he have enough water? Like in the farm, does he have like enough free time for himself? Does he have like enough space to run in and to enjoy his life? Like we don't just like care about the way it's killed. I'm sorry about saying that word, but it's killed. But we go like more into details with that, like, because if something is treated like badly, it could be sick. It could have like something malfunctioning in him, you know, and like that's dangerous because when H1N1 happened, that surely was something was not right with that animal that caused him to develop the virus and to cause people to be sick. So that's the thing that we try to stay away of in like the halal
the halal stamp or the halal process.
Yes. Yeah, that's it.
You were wanting to say something?
I was just wanting to know, part of you.
I can't hear you, June.
You can't hear me?
Okay, now we can.
No, I can't.
You can't?
I can.
No, I can.
Okay. you were saying that you're making sure that they have plenty of food and water and free time. Does this mean that you have a lot of respect for the animal, or just that you want it to be a clean animal that is rid of any disease or that's not sick?
It's the two things, because who wants to eat a sick animal, first of all, and who wants to eat something that lived like a miserable time of his life?
So
Do you?
So it's
honestly, I in the United States eat animals all the time that have lived a miserable life. I mean,
okay,
and
and
it doesn't make me feel good.
Okay, this is very, very. I'm gonna get into details, like more into the slaughtering part of Eid al-Adha, but I wanna just throw that in there. That sometimes, like, you get a piece of beef or chicken, like it goes bad in the fridge, and you throw it, like, and you don't know, like, that piece of meat was like a living creature before that.
Oh.
So this makes you like respect where that came from. Know that this was once an animal, and you should respect it. Like, even though it's a piece of meat, it seems stupid, but it's
not stupid.
No, like, for most people it does. But like, it's that kind of thinking that we go through, like from us, like, being little. Like, you don't waste food, you don't throw food away, like, you don't throw good food, and you buy food like that you need. You eat food that you need. You don't overeat. Like, those are like things that we learn to, like, grow to learn.
That's great. That is great. And you say, Asir, that in Turkey, that all the meat that you can buy is halal?
And no, I think you say that all the Turkish people eat halal. We call it halal food, right? You're asking me.
Yeah.
No, there are halal and the other foods, of course, in the markets, shops,
and
everything.
And this is to both of you. Is like halal a little bit more expensive than the other meat?
Excuse me. Can you please repeat?
No problem. Is meat that there is like meat that is halal and meat that is not halal? Is meat that is halal more expensive than the other meat?
Yes, there's a difference like that. The companies of the food companies, they write on their products, this is halal or not. And the people can understand it, and when you read it, you can understand. It's right in big letters, it's halal.
Okay. So it's written. Okay. In Salah?
In Morocco, we don't have like, not halal food. We only have halal food in here. But yeah, we of course have pork, because we have a lot of foreign people living in Morocco. So we would want to offer them what they need too. So we have like a whole section of like pork and like everything they can eat.
But pork is something that Muslims do not eat themselves.
No.
Okay.
No.
So when it comes to chicken and beef, everything is halal. Halal.
Yes.
Yeah. And how would you? So if I meet a Muslim person and I am an American Christian, and I am inviting them over for dinner, I need to make sure. Lisa is asking seafood too. Is a Muslim?
No. We can eat seafood.
You can eat seafood. Okay.
Yes.
So Jews can.
Jews cannot.
You eat fish, but not seafood. All right. So, would you say if I am an American Christian and I invite a Muslim friend of mine from work to eat at my house, and I'm going to cook meat, that it will be more respectful if I bought halal meat? You said that's fine.
Yes, like, you definitely should, because it's like it's like putting, like, if you don't buy halal food, it's like putting poison
Wow.
in someone's food.
And can I buy halal food in like an American supermarket?
Yes, there are a lot of halal food. Yeah,
I've never heard of it before.
there are. Yeah, there are. I think there are because I know like a lot of Muslim people in the US, and they found halal food.
Okay.
But there are also like special like slaughterhouses that has like halal produce from them.
And would you be able, Salah, to type how exactly you write halal? And Asir, you wanted to share something?
It's
it's raining too much. Can I refresh the page? It's raining too much, and can I refresh the page?
Oh, please refresh the page, no problem. So funny. Is affected by the weather, for sure. Perfect. So halal,
H-A-L-L.
Perfect.
And like another point on halal food is that we're not allowed to eat a dead animal. If an animal is dead before it gets slaughtered, we're not allowed to eat it.
Oh.
Except for fish.
Aha.
Because fish has to die when it comes out of the water.
Aha. Got it. Yeah, that's exactly the spelling. Celestial is asking here on Periscope. That's the spelling exactly. H-A-L-A-L. That would be interesting to read about it in Wikipedia. And Alicia is saying that it's not easily found in general grocery stores.
Yeah, I think you can find it in like Target or Walmart, but there are like specialty stores for that. Yeah. I think so. I don't know.
I would say that from my standpoint, is that true that what is kosher is necessarily halal, or is this
yes?
Yeah, what is
it is yeah.
Necessarily halal?
Yes. because you too you don't eat meat that hasn't been slaughtered.
Yeah, and it needs to be slaughtered in a very, very
There you go. That's why Jews and Muslims are like such good friends.
Good friends. So I would say that Alisa, you'll be surprised that there is lots of kosher food and kosher meat. Sometimes in big grocery stores.
If it's kosher, it's
know what to look for. It wouldn't say kosher, but the company will make you have the stamp written in a small writing. So I think you'll be surprised. With that being said, let's bring. I think the last topic that I would like for us to speak about in this broadcast, and highly great to have it, would be the topic of the specific Eid. So it's a holiday in which you sacrifice an animal, and then which kind of animal, why do you sacrifice, and how tell me more about this holiday.
Okay, so it can be any farm animal. Like it can be a rabbit. No, I think so, because like we have that in Morocco because some people can't afford to buy a sheep or a cow.
Expensive sheep, yeah.
It's expensive. So
you just sacrifice the cows and sheep and the camel. And those three are okay for us.
And goats.
Cows,
goats,
and goats.
Goats, yeah. Not goats.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, like you do like just slaughter the like a chicken or rabbit just for the spirit of the holiday. It's like it doesn't matter if yes.
And do you sacrifice and do you slaughter the chickens also, or is it okay for you?
No, you have to slaughter. You have to slaughter anything. Like anything that you want to eat, it has to have a knife going through its throat, because like there's a lot going into that. The person who slaughters must pray. The person who slaughters must be cleansed. Like you can't like go on a run and then come in and just bam.
They need to be cleaned.
Yes. The knife of which you like with which you slaughter the animal must be very sharp, And the points. What?
There are some rules of that.
Yeah, there are a lot of rules.
Yeah.
Like the points in like where you slaughter the animal is very specific. It's like a part of the throat. I haven't learned that yet, but that points, it makes the animal feel like little to no pain.
So it's like immediate death.
Yes. So it doesn't like, and when you slaughter an animal, you shouldn't go twice with the knife. You should go once and stop.
Okay, that's too much information for me.
Yes, but it's part of the thing. I'm sorry if it's
no, I appreciate. You know, it's part of ignorance is not knowing those. So it's important that this is information.
Because
you wanted to share something.
I'm finding this interesting, and I've got a question for you guys, but then I want to say we're afraid of Muslims in the United States, but you guys treat animals in such a loving way. It kind of blows me away. Have you guys seen or do you know how animals are treated in the United States?
Of course.
This is not no. This makes me. I cannot speak about this subject.
Okay.
It's very disturbing.
Well, but I mean, you guys are aware, like
Yes.
farms and stuff. This really blows me away that you guys treat animals so wonderfully. I mean, it would make me feel better when I'm consuming my meal.
I would agree.
And like even scientifically, the animal when it like, this is very specific. You don't have to make another animal watch another one getting slaughtered.
Wow.
Like the animal doesn't have to see the blade, because when it sees the blade, it like his body releases some enzymes that go into the meat and makes it like it changes the texture of it and all that. So like those are things that like it's not just for show. It's like very like it's scientifically proven.
Yeah, Celestial Chalice is saying that when animal is slaughtered, then you eventually eat that food. He's writing that on Periscope.
Yes, some people, yeah, some people believe that.
So guys, let's focus on what is the holiday about, except for the slaughter. Why is there a slaughter? What does it represent?
Of course, it's a history. I'm not gonna cite any names of prophets because I'm not sure. But one prophet of ours once needed like food for his family, so he wanted to sacrifice his son to eat. But God sent him a sheep instead.
Can you say that again? Do you mind what you just said about the sheep and Eve?
Yeah, like no, not Eve.
Okay, what'd you say?
I said there's a prophet of ours who wanted to slaughter his like to sacrifice his son because he didn't have any food to eat. So God sent him a sheep instead as a sacrifice, and that's where like the whole thing went on. And when you get the animal like all made up, you're not supposed to eat all the animal just for you. You're supposed to give 1/3 for a poor, 1/3 of the animal keeps for you, and 1/3 for family or friends. That's to help. Like, and if somebody doesn't have the ability to buy a sheep or something, it's okay. Like he's like he can't do it, so why should he do it? Like we don't force people to do things.
So I have a question, and I think Lisa has pointed that out. It does sound like the story of Abraham in Christianity and Judaism. Is that the story of Abraham, Ibrahim?
Again, I'm not sure, so I don't.
Okay. I can't. People are saying your yes on Periscope, and yes, are you saying yes, Asir? This is the story of Ibrahim.
What? I couldn't hear.
So would you say that the Eid al-Adha is following the story of Ibrahim and Ishmael, his son?
Yes.
There you go.
I think Ibrahim tries to slaughter his son, and Ismail, I think, maybe Christians say Samuel or something. I don't know. I don't exactly know. But this story comes from that.
Got it. So I think that in the Jewish and Christian belief, it's Isaac that is being sacrificed, and I think in Islam it's Ismail that is being sacrificed. But the story is very similar.
Yes.
So with that story, then you are to commemorate the memory, to celebrate the miracle of God stopping that from happening.
Yes.
Got it. And so in Islam there aren't many holidays, to the best of my understanding, right?
No.
So there is this holiday of the sacrifice.
Yes.
And which other holidays do you have?
Eid al-Fitr. It's after Ramadan.
Eid al-Fitr, which is the end of Ramadan.
Yes.
Ramadan is your month of fasting, right?
Yes.
Do you have any other holidays?
No.
Wow.
I think
Those are two.
So I think this is why you enjoy these holidays so much.
Yes, we enjoy them so much.
That is great.
we have more holidays, and we have religious holidays, and we have official holidays, and we have more holidays.
Got it. So for you're like in Turkey, you have many like state holidays, but as far as Islam, basically they have these two main holidays.
Yeah.
So the last thing I would go ahead.
Do you have your headset handy? We're getting some comments. I'm having some audio issues when you talk, and others are having the same issues.
Let me restart myself if possible.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my God, we lost KisLev TV.
Let's dance.
Yeah. Oh, he's back.
Guys, you had a party when I was gone. I saw that. You had a party when I was
Didn't
gone.
do anything.
What?
You had,
It wasn't us.
this is like next time I'm leaving the classroom and I hear that kind of noise.
It was June.
No, no, it wasn't.
So funny. Thank you guys for the comments. People are saying it's really interesting on Periscope. It's really fascinating topic. I would just like, I think the last thing I would love to finish with would be with which kind of greeting.
Which kind of?
Greeting, like a nice word. Greeting. Can we say to a Muslim person during the holiday of the sacrifice or the holiday of the end of the Ramadan? So,
you could, like everybody knows that. You should say Mabruk.
How do you say?
El-Eid.
Mabruk and Eid.
El-Eid, yeah.
El-Eid Mabruk, El-Eid.
Yes. Or Mabruk Eid al-Adha. Mabruk
Give us
Eid.
the really simple version. Mabruk al-Eid is simple,
Mabruk Eid, yeah.
applicable, and it's applicable in both holidays.
Yes.
Okay, and is there a response that we need to say, like if the person that needs to respond somewhere?
If it's a Muslim, like he should already know what to say. We say Allah Barak Feek.
Allah Barak Feek. But since we are not Muslims, we don't need to memorize this.
Yes, it's okay. Like the receiving end will say it.
In Turkey, would you say the same? Or like
No,
would you
it's Arabic, right? Salah, it's Arabic, right?
Yeah.
I didn't hear you.
Many religious terms are different with Arabic. We use Turkish terms. instead of that. And we use Eid means bayram in Turkish. And
Yeah.
we use it's a little bit hard, but I'm writing it down there. Bayramın Mubarak.
Okay.
It's difficult for the pronunciation, but I'm writing.
Okay. Bayramin Mubarak also.
Yes.
Bayramin Mubarak also.
Awesome. That
Yes.
is perfect.
See, like Mubarak comes in again.
So yeah, I think that the word Mubarak, and someone wrote here on Periscope, Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak, yeah.
So which one is better, Mabruk al-Eid or Eid Mubarak?
I think for us Moroccan, we don't have the same Arabic as other nations. So Eid Mubarak is more formal and it's more Arabic, like Arabically standardized, I would say.
Okay, someone is saying here, Kol Seneh u Inti Salamin. Kol Seneh u Inti Salamin.
Yes, this is for saying Happy New
My
Year.
brain is shutting down from all these Arabic.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, we go for what some people share and what people say is the formal thing, which is Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak.
June, can you learn to say that as well?
I was just going to ask, how do you guys get your throat to work the way it does and your rolling of your tongue? Because it's not in my DNA.
It's smoking. No, I'm just kidding.
That's so funny.
Do you study this as an infant, or what do you do?
No, it's just like you learn to speak that language from when you were little, so you kind of develop those
The skills.
those sounds. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that.
Like
it would
you-
be very hard for me.
Yeah.
If you would say my name, you would say Salah,
Yes, Salah.
but it's Salah.
Yes. Yes.
If I said that, it would sound like I was like insulting you, like Salah.
See, you can do that with the person. Yeah.
It's better for me to just keep my mouth shut.
No,
I'll
I love
practice
people
in the
calling me
bathroom.
Salah. Or people some like sometimes ask me, how do you pronounce your name? I just say, oh, you take salad and you get rid of the D. It's like Salah.
That's funny. That's funny. Some people here are saying there's lots of comments on Periscope. Periscope people are evoking up saying in June's throat.
It's hair. Hair.
It's hair.
And, we have Jordanian people. But
Oh, I'm not on Periscope.
that is great. That is just so fun. We are about to finish our broadcast. I had so much fun, and we had lots of people.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah, in a second, I would actually like for everyone of us like to share one thing towards the end. I just want to read some of the comments that we had. Tara has written that I forgot what Tara has written. Tara has written that it's difficult to pronounce. Tara, and Celestial wrote it's the cannabis that is helping the throat. So I think people like your jokes.
Thanks, people. I like you too.
It's funny. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Tara. So with that being said, if we were to kind of leave one sentence or one message with the viewers of this talk, what would be the message? And I will begin since I'm the host. And then we'll go in a circle. We'll first go to you, Asir. Then we'll go to you, June, and we'll finish with Salah. So my message for this broadcast, first of all, it was more to me in the way that things were said here than in what was. I enjoyed laughing with you. And I enjoyed, the free way that you can ask you questions and the interaction. I really very much enjoyed learning about the nature of nonviolence in Islam and about the nature of hijab and it coming from a place of sheltering and protecting and kind of treating well the beauty of the woman without having people judge her according to the beauty, but according to her brain. That's very unique. I never heard that. I enjoyed listening and hearing about the specific ways of slaughtering and halal. It made me think lots about the Judaism. Yeah, it's actually quite fun for us to effectively share the Abraham sacrifice story in the three religions. It's really exciting, even though there are little changes. So that's really exciting. So yeah, the bottom lesson that I'm taking with me is not what we shared, even though it was valuable information. It was the fact that we can talk and that we can talk and have fun, and I really appreciate it. So I'm very grateful for that. Asir, what's up?
Yes. Yes, I'm fine. What about you?
What are you taking from this broadcast?
Can you please repeat? My internet connection is very bad.
I'm saying, what are you taking from this video? What is your message? What have you learned?
Yes, firstly, we have differences with Salah's country, and we are Muslim, and they are Muslim too, but we have some differences between us. Even both of us are Muslim, but there are really big differences with us. And I really enjoyed to do that broadcast because maybe I tried to say something to you, June, and you, Jonathan. And thank you for Salah. And I learned something too. That's all I think. Thank you.
That is perfect. And I think that's an important lesson. We often think that we put people in a block. So all of Muslims are this way, and all of the Arabs are this way. And it was actually fun to find out the differences. Like, oh wow, we do that. You don't do it. Oh wow, so this we say that. So it's fun to see the differences within the religion. Much like in Christianity, you have tons of sects within Protestants. Or Catholics, and so it's really interesting, and it makes you more human in some way. The fact that there are different, paths within Islam. So yeah, and people agreeing with me on comparison. Always nice. June, what are you taking with you?
Well, I am finding that you guys, all three of you, know more about U.S. holidays than what I do with your holidays, and that, I don't want to say disturbs me, but I'm kind of surprised that we're not educated more on, I don't mean just in history class for 1 year in school. I think that we should be more educated and well-rounded to what's going on in the world besides what we're reading or seeing on the news. And then as Jonathan said, because we're able to talk with such high regard for each other, I think is fantastic. I've been looking at the side in the dialogue box. I don't think I read anything that had hate in it at all. I didn't pay attention too much to the Periscope comments, but I didn't notice, when I did look, I didn't notice anything that was full of hatred. And that gives me so much hope. That just gives me so much hope. And also, you guys, you have similar beliefs, and yet some are different, and yet you guys respect each other very much, and I just applaud you. I applaud you very much.
Thank you.
And I don't know what I can do as little old me, but because I'm not into the politics, but if there is things that I can do to pass on to make Americans understand the Middle East a little bit better. If there's something that I'm not aware of, other than Googling everything, please let me know, because I want to help make a difference.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I would say the first thing, June, is that if you're watching this on YouTube, do share it with others. I think that when you send people a text, like go and read this on Wikipedia, it's not necessarily engaging because you don't see people. So something about this setting of the Brady Bunch here, the four of us here, is kind of opens the heart. So I would say that's the first thing. And I think that next time you see a Muslim person, which I think once in a while you ought to see someone who is Muslim, at least with the appearance, or find out about someone who is Muslim. I think that you can bless them with, how do you say it, guys? Eid Mubarak?
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak. We're going to write that down in the description just so you make sure not to forget that. Perfect. Thank you so much, June. Thank you so much for your insight. This was great to have you here.
Thank you.
Kind of balancing, and I love the question. Great. Salah, what are you taking from this podcast?
I'm taking that a lot of people want to learn about this stuff, but unfortunately they don't have the means to do so. So I would invite anybody of you to, if you want to learn more about that, just add me on Twitter and send me your answers. Like, it can be like any answer. You don't have to think about its rudeness or it's like, oh, it's inappropriate or something. Just send it to me and I will respond to it. And do the same for other like Muslim people. Just go and ask them questions. They would be like more than happy to answer you, because they too want to like share that happiness that we have in Islam.
So you don't think, Salah, that it's disrespectful to go and ask someone a question that might prove that we are ignorant?
I didn't understand that. Can you rephrase it, please?
So I think that many people are afraid to go and ask.
Yes.
Because they are afraid to insult the person, and
Yes.
they are afraid that it will prove that they are stupid because they do not know anything.
Well,
Ramadan, for example.
fearing something only increases the fear of the same thing. So if you just stay behind, you would never get with the times. So why would you, like, if you don't get an answer to that question, you would stay in your position. But if you go and ask the person, you get more knowledge from them. So even if you feel that person is like enlightening you in some way, like that person it is true, but he is helping you and helping himself, making that world that we live in better.
I appreciate.
So
I appreciate that.
like that's something to take into consideration, that people shouldn't be afraid of asking questions.
Yeah.
Like I get that a lot from people, like, oh, I would seem stupid if I ask that question, because people would think, oh, he doesn't know that. Oh, look at him. I'm never talking to him again.
Yeah.
But no, you should get that knowledge and go spread it elsewhere where people need it. And again, what June said, we, like me and I always forget your name.
Asil?
Asil, yes. Me and Asil are both Muslim, but we differ for some things, because Islam is not it's not a strict religion as some people might think. So what it is, it adapts to every place you go in. It's like in Ramadan, if like, let's say you take the plane to go to another place, you're not obliged, like, you shouldn't be fasting. If you're going on a trip, you shouldn't be fasting, because that's dangerous. If you don't eat, like, your brain is not going to function well. So you might have something happening to you. If you have diabetes, you shouldn't be fasting, because that's your health in danger. If you're pregnant, you shouldn't be fasting. There's a lot of complications into going into Islam, and I invite people to search more into that than just to say, oh, it's a stupid religion, whatever.
Great. Wow, this was so powerful. I want to finish this broadcast by First of all,
I'm sorry, June wanted to ask something.
Yeah.
Go ahead, June.
Well, I was. There you go. No. I just wanted to say that, you know, the questions that Jonathan asked, you know, about slaughtering the lamb and the different parts of your holiday, they're all explainable. I mean, before this, I would have thought, you know, why would you sacrifice an animal like that? And, you know, the things that I would question, it's nice to have face-to-face contact where we can get the answers, and then it makes sense. It, what was the word? It started with an H. The Halal, is that right?
Yes.
That makes perfect sense. And honestly, if I'd grown up in another region, I think I would like that a lot better than what I do with meat. And so everything that you're saying is explainable. You know, all the questions that Jonathan asked. And so I don't think that there's a reason to hate anybody. We just misunderstand. And
I think like about the halal thing, I think everybody should eat halal because it's more respectful for like the person eating. Because, like I said, it's respectful for the animal.
Do you, in your country, do you have the health issues that we do in America? I mean, I know you have health issues. Yeah, are they as bad? I mean, like the diabetes and cancer.
We have diabetes a lot, but we don't have that much cancer. Well, it's growing in Morocco, which is bad, because of all the prepared stuff that we get, because we're a developing country and we go fast. So what happens is you don't have time to do stuff like to cook or to enjoy yourself. So that kind of plays into the fact that cancer is growing in Morocco, which is sad.
So like your fast food that you have there, is your meat going to be more, you know, like halal meat, or is it going to be the same meat that I would eat?
No, it should be halal.
Wow, I would not have known that.
Let's take for example McDonald's.
Right.
McDonald's is very respectful of every country. Like you would get McDonald's, which is not halal in US, but when it comes to Morocco, he should get to those standards. Like I know, like there's a McDonald's in India which is vegan. There's no meat in that McDonald's.
Wow, I had no idea. And honestly, in America, there's like things on Facebook and YouTube that throw McDonald's under the bus. I mean, they're saying. Well,
again, because if it's not, it doesn't follow the standards of halal in US. So you just see like people electrocuting animals, which is heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking. You're so sensitive, Jonathan.
Yeah, he's so sensitive.
That's good, though. That's good. Don't change it.
I want to acknowledge. You know, it does look to me like halal. The whole practice of halal seems more humane, and I think to all of us, and I think that it does make us think about the way that we eat and what we eat. So, which I think is a whole different topic for another show, which I will probably not be the host.
It makes me respect you guys more. I mean, it does, because you care about other things, you know?
Yeah.
With that being said, I want to read several comments that we had and then bring this broadcast to a close. First of all, we had two, what seems to me like girls, say that it's so easy to listen when the guys are handsome.
Hit me up on Twitter. We'll talk.
And as a whole, saying about what you said, Salah, which is you said, come and ask me, you know?
Of course.
And as a whole said, don't you think that the question is a question because I, as a mom of children with disabilities, would rather a question be asked than ignorant glares or act.
Yeah.
So she's saying that she prefers questions being asked than like Sharing.
Well, if you don't ask, you'll never know.
Exactly. And we'll finish with the beautiful words of our lovely Miss Lucille, who is saying, this is precious. Hatred always stems from fear. I think knowledge in power applies here. If we take time to learn instead of shun, we will become a stronger society and more tolerant. And with that being said, I want to bring this broadcast to a close. Thank you everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. We all do. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel, to follow here on Lab, to follow on this Periscope, to follow on everything, all kinds of devices. I want to thank Asir, I want to thank June, I want to thank whoever participated here in the beginning, Sensei, everyone that has contributed. Thank you so much for being here, and God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Subscribe.
It's backward, but it's okay.
No, it's not backwards. Not when we
Oh, good. Click here, guys, to subscribe.
Click here. So much for being here. And now with Asir looking so intelligent, we'll bring this broadcast to an end with the glasses.